Welcome to the Shortcut Live. We are taping in front of a live studio audience today. We got all of our panelists, usual panelists here. But yeah, if you hear hooting and hollering, that is the studio audience. That is miming gestures. That really doesn't help. But we are here. We are daily live video show happening all about consumer technology. And we're going to give you a brief rundown before we introduce everybody. But let's go through that now. The big headline today is Meta Ray-Bans may be banned in courtrooms around the world just because Zuckerberg was testifying yesterday and his entourage, they were all wearing the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. This has become a trend in the world of consumer technology where the glasses are becoming more and more popular. It's a great thing in some circles, taking hands-free video, but when you're wearing it in a courtroom, maybe not the most applicable place to wear them. Next story that we have going is Meta may be developing a smartwatch. So that is something that is percolating. That's an actual piece of hardware that Meta is working on. They already have kind of a wristband, but this is going to be an actual smartwatch. Next story is the opening of Freedom.gov. Now, this is a website tapping into the bias and the censorship of the EU. So we're going to go over that very briefly, get Adam's perspective from the UK, and then DJI Pocket 4, a device we've covered a lot with the Pocket 3. Well, there's going to be a sequel. Hopefully it releases in the United States. And then last but not least, something called Xbox post-game recap. I know I have a lot of followers from the PS5 restock era, but there was a lot of people who bought an Xbox when it was hard to get. We got some news and updates on that. We'll turn to Adam for that in the UK. But let's start at the very top and let's introduce our guests or our panelists. Max Bondano.
Was I demoted to a guest?
I mean, always. Always.
Yesterday he was calling us panelists. We're co-hosts.
I'm just trying to find the proper words for you guys.
No, I get it. It's fine.
No, we fire Kevin. We demote you. That's okay. Huge.
Okay. Wow. Jeez.
Holy crap.
Slash your bird.
But we always give Adam a raise. That's very important.
No iPhone.
No iPhone.
I'm not allowed to spend any of the raise on any technology.
That's a rule.
He's calculated your yearly income and your rent and made it so that you just miss affording a new iPhone every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam's in the UK. We're in New York City, streaming live daily on X, on Instagram, on Substack, and YouTube. So leave your comments. These guys think they get $1 every time there's a comment. It's a little fictitious.
Jose earned us a whole $1 this episode, so I'm happy.
Jose says, "What's up, Matt? What's up, guys?" That's a comment on YouTube. We're streaming all over. I like
entourage?
Jack Cole, great name, says, "Call them your entourage, Matt." I like that.
Okay.
That worthy of $1. Very concrete feedback.
Jack Cole Lazarus is really that's a name. Okay.
It's quite the name.
All right.
You would have to get that name early on X.
Probably. I'm sure it's sought after on
100%
platforms. Yeah. Probably go for like $1 million on the X user account market.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Meta Ray-Bans. Max, you and I both own these glasses, the smart glasses. I have Gen 1, you have Gen 2. Very useful for hands-free video. As a consumer, I love it, but it's creeping into creepy territory for a lot of people. And the latest example of this is in a courtroom where Zuckerberg was on the stand to face a lawsuit claiming that Meta's products are addictive to kids. Very true. And a judge kind of intervened and said, hey, you guys can't record with Meta Ray-Bans because it's a courtroom and not allowed. What was your take on this?
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny how this sort of overshadowed the core of the lawsuit, right? This made so many headlines yesterday. It was so funny. You cannot record inside of courtrooms. This is just a thing that you can't whip out your phone. You can't whip out like a webcam or something like that. And the same rule applies for smart glasses. They have to make that known because smart glasses are such a new thing. It's such a new phenomenon. Also makes so much sense to just stick it to Zuckerberg while he's just sitting there. Just like, hey, dude, Are you wearing these glasses? Okay, please take them off or just stop recording, or we will hold you in contempt of the court.
Mhm.
And that's like their new rules. Like you just can't be recording.
Right. There was, I think it was like maybe a couple months ago, there was a Washington Post article about someone wearing it. How would you feel if someone was wearing it during your Brazilian wax, right?
Uncomfortable. Are we getting Brazilian waxes? Is that what? I don't
So
get those. Do you get
someone
those?
was wearing it. There's a Washington Post, Tatum Hunter, who sadly is no longer, they don't have a tech team on the Washington Post anymore. But I wanted to highlight the story because it was really good. Someone was wearing it while they were giving someone a Brazilian wax, the smart glasses.
Okay.
And they were prescription.
Yeah.
And her excuse was, well, the battery died, which is a case with Gen 1. Gen 2, the battery life's a lot better. But it made the person feel uncomfortable. And then the story went viral on TikTok. The Washington Post covered it and got a statement from Meta about it. But yeah, there's a time and a place for these smart glasses, and it's going to become more and more popular as more brands hone in on smart glasses, Apple included. We're expecting that maybe this year, next year.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Very uncomfortable. I think the big problem is that a lot of people are using these as their primary eyeglasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you're just staring at somebody and they have these big cameras on their face, and there's a little LED indicator that does light up when you start to film something or take a picture or whatever. But I don't know that a lot of people even realize that. So it makes sense for anybody to just sort of get creeped out by anybody wearing these, right? It's very interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are stickers, I don't condone this, that are sold on Amazon that will block that light too. So,
I love that you're just like publicizing this on air.
No, I don't condone. I don't condone it.
We are all against this, but thank you for publicizing it.
Yeah, they're like $7.99. There's maybe an affiliate link out there for the shortcut.
Anywhere to get money. Okay.
I mean, I need my pennies from that affiliate sale. Sure.
Oh my gosh.
So, but yeah, it is a creepy factor that I think society has to wrap its head around. And when Google Glass came out, there were some bars in San Francisco that banned that specifically because it was popping up there like crazy.
Right.
So it's going to become a thing of like almost like a no smoking section, smoking section. It's like, oh, no glasses section.
No glasses section?
In restaurants, bars. Yeah. So that is the thing.
I mean, these are all Facebook people. They probably have enough money to buy another pair of glasses.
Sure.
I would imagine. I'm kind of a fan of the glasses that don't have the cameras. Like as much as I like to be able to, record my perspective and take pictures and stuff like that. Any sort of pair of just like regular smart glasses that like sort of have the display and stuff like the even realities ones. Extreme has a new pair coming out that do sort of the same thing. Anything like that where I could like maybe take phone calls or something or just like talk to a virtual assistant. I feel like that's pretty helpful. I don't know that I necessarily need the cameras.
Yeah.
And then at that point, like you're not creeping anybody out either. So like there's a balance there. It's just like I don't know how the world adapts to having cameras on your face all the time. We'll have to see what happens. But I think a lot of people may just be more comfortable buying the ones without cameras on them.
Yeah. It's also like if I had them, I don't have them. I would like wear them in cases where I do want to record.
Yeah.
I think the problem there is you're not carrying around two specific sets of glasses at all times. Like you're not swapping out.
Exactly. And who wants to do that? Like you have the Ray-Ban Metas with transition lenses.
I do.
You can just constantly wear these glasses. So you always just have cameras on your face.
But when I can get away without wearing the glasses. So when I see people, I rip them off because it's not something I want to talk to somebody. Like they're staring at the camera part. Going, is he recording me right now? So I don't like to make other people uncomfortable with it.
I feel like they need to change because the LED light is that white currently when it comes on.
Yeah,
it is white. It's a white.
I feel like it should be red because everyone knows red means recording, and it doesn't affect the user in any way, but it just helps everyone know that you're definitely recording. I think white is quite easy to miss, and I think it's a little bit. I understand why they did it aesthetically, but I feel like it's a little bit cheeky by Meta to be like, "Ooh, it's recording the white light," so like no one associates a white light with recording.
Right.
Yeah. If it's a bright red light, that would work. I'm sure other brands will try that. Maybe that's what Apple does in the future. But It's
that's my big question, because Apple's glasses are supposed to have cameras on them.
I
That's the
think
expectation.
I think Apple is right in doing that. I know you said like, yeah, it's okay for certain, models to not have the camera. I think the expectation is Apple that's its new iPhone camera, basically.
Yeah, yeah, it'll
gonna
be
happen.
interesting.
I will say, despite me citing that there are stickers out there to block that light, it's not very common to see that. I think some like street interviewers do it. I think
They
that's how
block
they,
the light on the camera.
I think that's how they pull some of the more like
Oh.
prank stuff off.
They could like tape it over, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's easily done.
if you just don't have a special sticker on there, if you try to block it with your finger, it will stop recording and it'll give you a message. So there are some like safety measures
good.
in place by default, but it is easily hackable.
Yeah.
If you buy
We
something.
also block the camera that way, no?
Oh, no, so the light is on the other side.
Oh, is it?
I believe
Oh,
it is.
I thought it was around the camera sensor.
I don't know.
We got a comment from Carlos. It said, I own a pair of Meta Ray-Bans. I put the prescription lenses in them. I never use the camera AI. I just use them for a headphone function.
The headphone function is like one of the best parts of it.
It is. I
It's
was
kind of
skeptical.
fantastic.
Yeah, the audio in there is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Or just like walking around the city or whatever, like you can just have music going, and you like it's relatively quiet around other people. If you
Yeah.
crank it all the way up, it's pretty easy to hear. It's not quite as good as like over your headphones or something like that, but
Yeah.
no, I use that function all the time when I have my Ray-Bans on. It's great.
yeah, I like to take calls with it sometimes because
Yeah.
if I have stuff in my hands, I'm like, oh, I can't pop my AirPods in, and someone calls me.
It's just handy to have like a set of speakers and microphones right there,
Yeah.
like integrated right into your glasses. You don't have to put on headphones or anything like that. It's just immediately available.
Yeah, I like to listen to music when I'm giving people Brazilian waxes while
Sure.
wearing the glasses.
Max is due for that. So
The
I've
music
already
he's
told
listening
Max.
to.
Adam,
I
I,
can't work with him.
I'm too young to get a Brazilian wax. How about that?
Exactly.
I'm way too young.
There you go. Yeah.
I can't. No.
He has no hair.
Couple more years and we'll give you a good singing too.
are we going there?
Okay.
Oh God.
He's too young.
Before this gets out of control, I want to flip back to Leo's comment. Leo commented before Carlos. Got the Gen 2 last month, wore them for 1 or 2 times. No desire to wear them. I should have gotten the Sony Cyberpunk ones instead. I'm not familiar with the Sony Cyberpunk.
I was going to say there's Sony
I
Cyberpunk.
think they're the Vitcher Cyberpunk AR XR glasses he might be on about. They're really
Okay.
nice looking. So yeah.
I mean, I could see licensing and themes being part of the future of smart glasses. Just especially with like, I don't know, something like Star Trek or, some visor that Michael Fisher will buy on day one. So
100%. I feel like that is so inevitable.
no, yeah, I see the XR glasses. Are they X-Real or something else?
Vitcher,
They're
which
okay.
is the company X-Real's currently suing for breaching patents apparently in Germany. So, but they also make good XR glasses. I have an upcoming review of their latest pair, so look out for that on the site. The Vitcher Beast. They're called.
Great. That's an article coming soon from Adam on theshortcut.com, the number one consumer tech site on Substack. So do subscribe.
Where's
All
the
right.
ding?
I know. It's okay.
Oh,
There
there
it
it is. There it is.
Yeah, let's before we read some more comments, let's go on to the next story because that goes with some of those comments. We are talking about a different Meta headline. Meta is set to release a new smartwatch this year, according to a new report. Max, you were covering this. This is going to be a smartwatch. It's not like their Neural Link band.
Yeah.
This actually kind of is a standalone device, not meant to interact with the glasses necessarily. Tell us about this device, codename Malibu 2.
Yeah, so there's been rumors that Meta's been working on a smartwatch for like 2 or 3 years now, I think. They've been toying with the idea for a while. It's clear that they want to do something with AI in the watch. So they were rumored to put like a bunch of cameras in it. So I guess it can like see around you. Like everything has to have a camera in it nowadays. They were going to like maybe put it in like a little notch on the screen and then maybe put some around the bezels. The project got killed like 2 years ago, I think, or shelved. It looks like now they've picked it back up and they're going to go full force and try to put out this smartwatch by the end of the year. I don't know how far they are in development. I can't imagine it's any closer than they were a couple years ago, especially if they just picked it back up. So to be able to like ship it by the end of the year would be really interesting. I'm just like, who would buy this smartwatch? Say it exists, say it has Meta AI in it. Who is the buyer for this? It's going to have health tracking, some AI features in it. Who's going to give up their Apple Watch or their Galaxy Watch or their Pixel Watch or whatever, like their Garmin for the Meta Watch?
I think the biggest hurdle for Meta in this space is they don't have a phone, right? They tried.
Is it? I feel like it's all just ecosystem, no?
It is ecosystem. The people who use Meta AI are old boomers who accidentally upload stuff. So, but I think they do really well with the Ray-Ban Meta glasses because no one had that space. Not Apple, not Google. So they found a niche.
Yeah, I mean, there were smart glasses before, but like nobody did it as well as Meta did.
I think that's what Meta should do if they are making this smartwatch is team up with an actual watch company again, because that is the reason I think the Ray-Bans, Meta Ray-Bans are so successful. It's because it's Ray-Bans. Everyone likes them. Everyone knows them. If it was just the Meta glasses, I don't think they would have been half as successful. And I think like, I don't know who they could team up with. It would have to obviously be someone who can deliver a consumer-friendly price.
It needs to meet the price of like maybe maximum like $400. Sort of, maybe $5. But like, who do you partner with? Like Timex? You can't sell Timex metal.
Casio is what I was thinking, like G-Shock or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Casio might be interesting
because it has to be
like other.
It has to be like a fashion thing because that's what Ray-Ban is.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like, who's out there that sells like fashionable Citizen? Like, I don't know.
Seconda. Do you guys have that?
I don't think so.
I've heard of that brand.
It's a terrible watch brand, and the whole tagline is "Sexy by Seconda," and they're anything but sexy watches.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I really can't tell. Maybe they do Tissot or something. I feel like Tissot would be interesting if they want to go fashion, but like want to keep the price relatively low. They could do that, but I don't know. That might be the direction they go in.
Adam, I think you're absolutely right with the fact that Meta partnered with Ray-Ban was really clutch because the owner of Ray-Ban owns basically every single glasses, sunglasses brand out there, including Ray-Ban, Oakley, like all these Vogue eyewear, all these like small brands and big brands are all under the same company. So if they, made a deal with them, which they did a couple years ago, there's who could Apple go with, right? So they kind of own that space for a little while. I'm interested in seeing if Apple partners with somebody and who they go with, but it helped them own the space. They need to do the same thing with the smartwatch. I think you're right.
I think Apple's just going to go on their own for their smart glasses because like they can definitely brand it as like the Apple design or look or whatever. I had to look it up. I forgot Tissot's owned by Swatch. So Meta could just like sign a deal with Swatch and then just like make a ton of.
That would be good.
Yes, Swatch owns like every major brand you could ever think of. It's not all of them, but it's way more than you would think.
Right.
If they signed some sort of cascading deal like they did with the owner of Ray-Ban, which their name's forgetting. What is the name of the Ray-Ban holding company?
Elysior.
It's something crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to pronounce. But this is But if they do something similar with Swatch, I think that would be really interesting because then they can just go after the Tissots, the Omegas, the Timexes, and just like flood the market with these things.
That makes sense. Who gets there first is the question.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I'm interested in seeing what they could do with a smartwatch if they make it interact with, their Ray-Ban Meta glasses. That would be really smart.
There'll definitely be some sort of tie-in.
Right, because it's all about the ecosystem, as we said, and something should be out. Maybe I'm going to guess September, something around there. They usually have the it used to be called Facebook Connect, but it's now Meta Connect conference.
Yeah.
That's usually where Zuck gets on stage and unveils something new.
Right. Now, it would make a lot of sense to see these at that conference, September, October. We're also expecting a new pair of the Ray-Ban Metas to come out at some point. The rumors that they got delayed to next year, but I can see them like announcing both products during MetaConnect this year and detailing all the integration and stuff like that. I think that would make a lot of sense. I'm just like conflicted on who's going to buy this watch because I just feel like giving up the place on your wrist is a lot, but maybe they'll surprise us and they'll ship something really cool.
Or you can do what I do, which is have an Apple Watch and a Whoop strap at the same time.
But do you want to dual wield 2 watches? Like, are you going to give up your Apple Watch?
No.
See?
No.
You're
What
I
gonna
would
give
have to give up Whoop first.
What you need is just a band that has multiple attachment points for different faces. So you have Facebook, Apple, Samsung, all at the same time.
Oh, there's a really sick it's like a watch band for Rolexes. So you can have your Rolex at like the front of your wrist, and then you flip it over, and your Apple Watch is underneath.
Okay.
So you can do the dual wield. So maybe that's
That sounds awful.
look, it looks terrible, but I kind of love
hilarious.
the idea. There's so many like pretentious like watch people out there that want to always have something nice on their wrist, but then want to use a smartwatch to like track their stuff, right? So they don't want to do the Whoop thing, so they just buy this band. It looks absolutely ridiculous, and it's like $500, but it might be worth it for you if we get you the Meta Watch and the Apple Watch.
Or I need a graphic by the end of the show. I need a Matt with just like, what's his name? That old guy with the giant watch on his clock on his
Flavor
chest.
Flav?
Yeah, Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Down.
That old guy with the
medallion.
giant watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to wear the Tech Radar headphones all the time, so why
yeah.
not just a giant timepiece? I like it.
Very true.
All right. This is an Adam story. This is very Adam coded, right? So,
You're making me sound like I'm some sort of dangerous entity in my own country.
I'm pretty sure you are, Adam.
That's why he lives out of the country.
That I've gotten from you, like he's a threat to democracy out there. I'm near certain. But anyway, go ahead, Matt.
yeah, Reuters is reporting that the U.S. is building Freedom.gov, a website for EU users to view banned content. So Adam is restricted on what he can say on the show for all sorts of purposes, but also because he lives in the UK. That is becoming a notorious thing. Adam, tell us about this. I know you and Max had some thoughts on this, but give us a skinny on what this means, why it exists in the first place, and its use of a VPN, which is popular among our users.
Yeah, it's like you said, over the last, I want to say, even 6 months or so, the UK has become quite stringent in what you're allowed. Like the definition of free speech is basically being moved around all the time. And we're now seeing, after the Child Safety Law Act came in, which basically prevented you viewing certain sites and taking an extra, information from you for certain. I think I just literally got another email today saying I have to provide my age again. It's like, come on. They're even thinking now of banning VPNs, which a lot of people like myself just will, activate a VPN as well. And it's getting out of hand. There's been like a lot of arrests by what people say online, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that. But basically, freedom. We invented freedom of speech. Everyone forgets like Magna Carta. That's where it started. And now we're slowly letting it erode away. So seeing our American brothers, our key ally, come in and save the day with Freedom.gov. And I went on the site earlier. It's got a really cool little guy on a horse with a flag animation or something. It's just so American. I love it. This is going to be a website developed by the US government that basically lets people in the EU and the UK, like myself, view content that's banned in their home countries. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really know what I'd look at that's banned over here yet. But with Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister, threatening sites like X if they don't remove certain content in a space of time, despite there being far more bigger problems in this country, it could be a place where I need to go to view certain things. By the way, if you hear some meowing, it's the cat outside the door who's trying to get in and harass me. So the website's not live yet. Like I said, it's just a landing page, but it will have a VPN basically. So it's going to do what a lot of people are doing now. And yeah, I mean, this line here sticks out to me because obviously I've got to be careful. It says, this could help EU visitors view hate speech or terrorist content. That's nothing I do. And obviously the definitions of what those things are is just
very ambiguous.
it's very ambiguous, and no one's using it for that. At least not in my opinion. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's been headed by the Undersecretary for Public Diplomacy, Sarah Rogers. I don't know who that is. She sounds like a great person if she's doing this. And it's just another example of basically America. There it is. That's such a cool landing page. Stepping in and basically trying to help stop the state, the EU, the UK, even though you left the EU, from just treading on our values. You know, you guys have that great flag or saying like, don't tread on me kind of thing with that snake. That's what's happening to us right now. So I really like this.
Adam, if we need to evacuate you from the UK, blink twice. We will. You're not coming to the US, by the way. You're going to some other cheaper country. But
do we have anywhere
still...
I could go? Where did that guy go who ran away? Edward Snowden or whatever. Where did he?
Oh yeah, he landed in Russia. So
well, you know what? Maybe we do
Russia.
Add him to Russia. It might be time. Just wherever like the lowest lowest salary you could possibly pay somebody, that's where we should send Adam, because at least we'll be saving money.
But if I have freedom of speech, it's worth every penny, Max. This is the thing.
You can't put a price on that.
You can't put a price on that. And that's the thing. These dystopian places we talk about, like Russia and stuff, if you actually look at the amount of online social media arrests they've had in the past year or so compared to the UK is far worse. And that is terrifying. So
the fact
this
that
site feels very topical.
The fact that they're looking to ban content from X and just the platform in general, that's what it sounds like, is just a step too far on their plan for, regulating speech in the UK. That is a big deal because it's also where we have thousands of people watching right now. So, that affects us as well.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Yeah. They say including alleged hate speech and terrorist propaganda. So it's kind of like whatever, I guess, those countries deem as that sort of content.
Sure. Yeah.
And if it's like ordinary stuff, I mean, I've definitely seen my fair share of what they call hate speech, where I'm just like, I don't know if this is necessarily hate speech. And
sometimes jokes get caught up in that. We saw that really, in 2020.
Yeah, it's not like a particular term or something. It's just more of like the vibe of what, like the post, like whatever you're reading on X. They're like, oh, that's hate speech. Like it's hateful content. Like, well, maybe they just hate me. I don't know. I kind of want to see. I want to know where my haters are. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a very this is a very President Trump thing to do. I feel like
sure.
Freedom.gov. We're gonna let everybody in the world read everything you can read in America, because
it seems like a marketing stunt.
Oh, 100% it is. Like this is really good content for whatever 2028 campaign he puts up. We'll have
so obviously when I get my promised Trump T1 phone, I can go on Freedom.gov.
It comes with it preloaded. Probably.
I can go on Freedom.gov. I can wave I'm going to make like a Union Jack / American flag, and I'm just going to walk around the street.
Unfortunately, that's the only app it can load up. The rest of it
just Freedom.
Hey, and Truth Social will be on there as well. Truth Social.
We got a comment from Cortese15 asking any news on DJI and when they'll be able to be sold in Best Buy stores. They did get banned. A lot of their products are not sold in stores right now at Best Buy. We don't have an answer for that yet, but we do have a new product coming out. We have a leak about it. DJI Pocket 4 appears in a new video. So this is definitely coming. Kevin, you've been following this because I own the DJI Pocket 3. I use it all the time. And you're very jealous of that, so you want to claim the next review unit. Hopefully we get it. Sometimes they are banned from sending us a review unit. The last review unit we got went to Adam. The one before that I was only able to get because we were at IFA in Berlin. And so they
snuck it into the country.
I contraband. But tell me about this latest product. This is something I want. I will travel outside the US just to get it. It's super cool. But tell us about the specs, because it's appearing in this video right here.
So there's no specs really right now, but it just appeared at this Malaysian camera store. They say they're an authorized DJI dealership basically, and it looks very different than everything else we've seen before. The big thing obviously is the light on another upper arm, and it still has like the flipping screen that goes between vertical and horizontal, and it still has one lens, which is opposite of everything we've seen leaked so far, which has shown like multiple lenses on a gimbal.
What is that dual lens configuration used for? Is that something I really, really want, which is 9x16 and 16x9 at the same time? Is that what you think is going on there?
It could be multiple different things. Like
Okay.
some rumors said they'll have like a front back sort of recording thing, where you could record yourself while you're recording something in front of you. Other stories have said it might be different focal lengths. Like one is a wide lens, one is a tighter lens.
That would be the most boring use for it. Okay. But I like the front back idea. I like the different aspect ratios at the same time idea. It depends on how much they can cram into what looks like pretty much the same design, except for that attachment at the top, which is the light attachment. Probably going to help some nighttime videos when you need it. So yeah. Do you know when it's going to come out? Is there any speculation, or is this like kind of hitting the RAM crunch and the ban in the US?
It might hit it because there is some built-in storage. DJI's been actually very good about including a lot of internal storage. Like their drones have had enough video. You could record enough video for hours. You without like putting an SD card. Like, this.
One wonders how much it'll cost, because the DJI Pocket 3 actually went up in price. I think last time the entire kit was like almost $1,000. Now it's a little bit cheaper because it's on sale, but it got more expensive by almost $200. So I'm glad we were able to get one when we did. But yeah,
I can tell you those were very popular when I was at the Logitech G event in Switzerland. All the content creators had those DJI Pockets. They're really cool. I obviously have my iPhone Pro 13. Just for that, which is cool. But yeah, they're really cool little devices, and that one looks great.
Do you think Adam keeps bringing this up to like guilt us into buying him a new phone?
Yes.
Is that what keeps? Okay, well, it's not working. I'm just like, why keep trying? We said no a million times.
This is actually why we have a studio audience in town, because we're going to pull all of our money to buy you a new iPhone, Adam.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my God.
We're kind of trying to gather
cheer in the background.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to buy Adam a new iPhone.
That was a good cheer.
Oh, it was a cheer against buying a new iPhone. I'm sorry. The studio audience has spoken.
Got your new phone. It's an iPhone 10.
I'm going to blast everyone on Freedom.gov after the show.
Okay.
Where you
Now
won't be
I'm scared of
sensitive.
the power that Adam's going to have on his Trump T1.
Oh, yeah.
This is frightening.
All right, something that we do know is actually coming to stores. This next story, the Dyson Pencil Wash, is this looks like a stick vacuum, but it's meant for, I guess, as a wet vac, right? And it's the world's thinnest. Kevin, tell us about this, because you really want this.
Oh man, I want Dyson stuff so bad.
Dyson stuff. I mean, I have the fan. I do have a Samsung like ripoff version of what they do. But tell us about this. I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, so basically Dyson turned the world's smallest vacuum, slimmest vacuum, into the world's thinnest wet vac. It's still like almost same dimensions as the pencil vac. It's 1.5 inches in diameter. But the big thing is like the head. It's called the submarine head, a cleaner head. And it basically has the water tank. It's 300 milliliters. It has the pressurized wet jet basically, and it has like a microfiber brush. It'll like wash your floor for any stains. It works on like hardwood, sealed floors. It will leave your floor a little bit wet, but it'll wick off enough moisture so it'll evaporate pretty quick. It costs $349, and it's going to be available March 17th.
That's a good price. It's already on sale in Best Buy. We'll have the affiliate link on theshortcut.com. Go visit there, get us a little affiliate rev. And I just like the fact that it's going to be thin, but with Dyson stuff, a lot of times when another manufacturer makes the world's thinnest, it tends not to work very well, right? Compactness tends to, negate performance. This, I'm guessing, is going to work exceptionally well, despite being the world's thinnest. Very excited about that. We have hardwood floors in the studio here, so we can put it to good use.
Yes.
Do you have carpets or hardwood floors at your home?
We have a mix, like it's hardwood/tile, and then we have a bunch of rugs.
Right.
But that should work well with any of that.
I think this is a knock on popular brands like Swiffer, which, they get the job done to an extent, but this is going to make your life a lot easier, especially if you're using this on a routine basis. Especially if you're cleaning homes, you have like a maid service. I always see the Dyson vacuums being used in those situations. This might become a staple of, businesses as well as in homes. Yeah. So super cool. We'll probably be able to review that. You said it's coming March 17th, $349. We'll have the link to Best Buy to buy that, but it's something to look out for because they make a really good stick vacuum. So the wet vac might be in that same league.
It looks so much like all the like futuristic vacuum concepts we see at CES every year.
Of course, that never come out.
Yeah, it looks really sick. I feel like I've seen it a million times because of that. But like the fact that you can just go buy it for $350, I feel like that's pretty good. It's not like a terrible price.
Right.
Unlike Dyson is.
Unlike the Dyson headphones, that not really their wheelhouse. They make a good hair dryer.
They should have made a version 2 of those. Dyson should have kept going down that path to see what can we do with these things.
And they looked ridiculous.
Even more and more insane.
The headphones?
Yeah.
It was such
a mask.
Yeah.
Right.
Filtration.
It's one of those products that we look back and it's just like, this is just so COVID-19, this product with the whole air filtering mask and all that.
It came out of like a particular time where it's like, oh, that makes sense. And then we're like, wait, nope.
Were they working on it and then like accelerated development or something around COVID because they were like, oh, we need like everybody wants air filters now, especially for their face. I think it was them and Razer. I think Razer did the same thing.
Razer had one as well.
Yeah.
Razer ran into a little bit of a legal problem with that
because it didn't really actually.
Didn't actually protect you.
Work.
Yeah,
that's so good.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, that was good. But it probably had RGB lighting though, which does
it did.
No, I remember this.
That's all you need.
I wrote about that a handful of times. Like when I had my own blog, those articles did very well. There were a lot of people interested in that face mask situation. Like you look like a dystopian like soldier or something.
Yeah,
like,
it was like cool.
It was so weird. It looked awesome, kind of, but then it's like if you ever envision wearing it, you're like, hell no. Just keep my N95. What am I doing this for?
All right. Turning to Adam for his expertise on this new feature called Xbox Post Game Recap. It's a new feature coming to, I guess, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Tell us about this because this is something brand new. We have a lot of gamers in the audience, thousands of people watching on X. Tell us what we can expect in this latest update.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know if it is coming to Xbox Series X or S yet. It seems to be PC only for now, but it is a feature you'd like to see. I feel like Microsoft are always doing this balance between, how much they're investing into the console, how much they're investing into PC. In the recent years, it feels very PC focused. They really want to get that market back. They really want to make sure that everything's aligned. But yeah, so this feature, it's not like, what was that Windows 11 feature that they brought out that everyone hated, where it just like clips. It's like a recap thing. Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
recap.
It's called recap.
Okay. Well, this isn't as intrusive as that. This is basically just like a nice summary you get after you finish playing your favorite games. So you'll basically say if you've been playing Grounded 2, as you can see, and you finish the game, you'll get some stats like how long you were playing, what achievements, how many achievements you unlocked. Let's have a look back at some of the screenshots you took. So it's kind of a nice little feature. It's not essential. It's only available to Xbox insiders in the PC gaming preview at the moment. It's kind of nice for stat trackers. One element I don't like that they've kind of mentioned, and it kind of fits in with their MO, is you'll also sometimes get like other game recommendations. That to me almost feels like an ad and almost feels like a way of just pushing more people down the please subscribe to Xbox Game Pass route. Yeah. I understand why they might do it. Some people do like to be recommended games. I don't ever really find that those recommendations are that useful to me, but it's nice to see that Microsoft, even though, let's be honest, the last couple of years even of Xbox haven't been the most positive, it's nice to see they're still kind of thinking out the box, thinking, well, what other features could we add that separate us a little bit from the competition? And you'd like to think, like Matt mentioned with the consoles, this will all kind of, they've got to really work hard at making sure that when you're playing on PC, when you're playing on console, when you're playing in the cloud now, when you're playing on TVs even, you're going to get this streamlined experience. Because what you don't want is, oh, I'm going on Xbox Cloud Gaming, but I'm missing this feature I like from the PC version, but then I can't get that on the console. They need to stop that. They've never really been able to get that balance right.
Never.
Hopefully, never, ever. Yes. Everyone who's a PC gamer probably remembers Windows, what was it, live games or whatever they were called. They were absolutely dreadful. Now this is probably the best it's been, but there's still a lot of work to do. And we're seeing that in the handheld space as well. When Kevin reviewed the ASUS ROG Xbox Ally X, they did that full screen experience. It's okay. It's better than it was, but it's still nowhere near it needs to be if they really want to make like the Xbox ecosystem mainstream on handhelds.
Everything you just described about Microsoft is the meme where the guy is putting a stick in the spokes of a bike and just falling over. That is,
why wouldn't you do that?
That is them to a T.
Okay.
Right.
I'll
And
give
like
them
they
credit
do it
to
to
them.
themselves.
Yeah, I'll give them credit. This is probably the best name that they've given a feature ever, because that's usually where they trip at first. It's like, what could we call the post-game recap feature? We'll call it Microsoft's Copilot powered recapturing of what you just did at the last 10 minutes, and that'll be the name, and then they'll ship it, and you're like, are you serious?
The Brain Reader
So,
3000 or something like that.
Before we get called out, the feature on Windows is called Microsoft Recall. And
There it is, recall.
it did have like a little privacy issue that people were talking about, but they revamped it to be opt-in. I liked the idea of it because if you do something and you're like, for example, when I booked a hotel reservation for CES, there was a little dispute about like, oh, what time can you cancel? Because I switched hotels. Luckily I took a screenshot of it and the time where I could cancel and make that switch. They were like, oh, this other time appears elsewhere. Microsoft Recall would have helped in that situation if I did not take a screenshot and wasn't proactive about it. So I get where they're coming from with these features, and applying it to gaming does make sense. And yeah, I dig the name too.
Yeah, no, I think this makes a lot more sense for gamers. Like I realize the appeal for like Windows Recall. I've used Windows Recall before. I've like experimented with it or whatever. But like it does just 100% take a bunch of screenshots, and you can just go back and find those screenshots on your computer. Like it isn't like taking a bunch in the background, like keeping them temporarily, and then just like destroying them, or just at least making it harder to find so that you feel like so that the feature feels a little bit more trustworthy. Because I can go back and find the screenshots, I'm like, okay, this feels really intrusive. Like, I really don't want this. If it's just a video game, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But like if I'm doing like banking or like my taxes, something like that, I don't know that I really want all that information just there, because then like those pictures get uploaded to OneDrive, and I
think it's supposed to censor like banking stuff, or at least it's supposed to be smart enough to do that.
It's probably gotten better since I haven't used it in a couple of years. But I don't know. I feel like with gaming though, this makes a lot more sense. Like if I was, not that I would do this, but if I was like super deep into like something like a very complex video game, and I like wanted to highlight something really awesome that I pulled off and like show my girlfriend, again, something I would never do, I would want this recap thing. I think that sounds very cool.
What I'd really like to see, which kind of builds on that, is there's a lot of games out there. Obviously, you pull from one game to the next game to the next game, and I think Amazon Prime Video kind of launched a similar thing where it recaps seasons for you. I'd love it if, and a good use of AI, like sometimes you'll return to a game I haven't played for ages, and I have no idea what the story is. The controls I'll usually pick up pretty fast, but even that could be useful. And then you're just like, I can't even get back into this. Imagine if there was a feature that you could jump back and say like Mass Effect 2, and there's just a quick little recap of what happened when you played before. That'd just be amazing. But yeah, I think there's a lot of use case for things like this, especially just those, getting you back on track to make you, because I'd play more games that way, but some games you just can't get back into at all.
So we're talking about Xbox, but we have a lot of PlayStation gamers in the audience. Do you think, Adam, this is something that Sony will eventually copy? I mean, they have the PlayStation trophies, which is just a carbon copy of, pretty much a carbon copy of the Xbox achievements, right? And they took a while to come out with that feature, a little bit too long in my opinion. But, do you see Sony copying this down the line?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because like you use the word copying, but they all come up with their own versions of it, or they kind of almost use each other as like the acid test or the test bed. Like they're like, oh, let's see if this is popular for you. I mean, Microsoft kind of did it with VR. They didn't want to get involved. They let Sony kind of handle that. You could argue that's not really paid off for Sony. Nintendo is still holding off on achievements, even though everyone else likes them. So yeah, I definitely think there'll be a little bit of copying each other's homework, but just changing a few sentences around.
I think Sony waits a couple years until it's like not a hot feature, and then they're like, "Oh, we thought of this idea too." So
Yeah, the kind of Apple playbook it a little bit, where they're like
100%.
bringing you this new feature you've never seen before, which is more refined, and everyone's like, "We've been doing that since like 2020." So what's going on?
Is that the vibe with PlayStation stuff? Do they just like wait to put out features on their consoles?
I feel like it is that, and it's also they want to say we came up with this feature, so we added something different.
Okay.
So they wait until if they don't come up with it first, right? So I'm
Yeah.
not saying they don't come up with their own things first. They've come up with plenty of stuff. But if they're like, oh, someone beat us, our chief competitor beat us,
Yeah.
they'll wait a little while and not look like basically what Facebook does, where they're like, oh, Snapchat's popular. We're going to come out with stories as well on Instagram. So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's-
Absolutely. And that's why anyone who celebrates Xbox doing badly is a fool, because you need good competition, because Xbox has driven so many innovations. Sony were miles behind when it came to online play. Xbox pushed that forward. They gave us achievements. They were the first to have internal storage with the original Xbox that had a hard drive. They did so many things. Now it's the innovations are kind of getting slower and slower. I mean, this recap is nice, but Matt's right. Like Sony, and it's their prerogative to do that. They'll have a look. They'll go, that's a good idea. Let's build on it. Or they'll invent something first. And then Xbox will go, that's a good idea. Let's build on it. You need that two companies to counterbalance each other. And even Nintendo, it's all looking like with the PS6, that the PlayStation handheld, I'm going off in a bit of a tangent here, but it makes sense, is going to almost operate a bit like the Switch. It'll be dockable. You'll be able to take it out on the go. That's straight out Nintendo's playbook. They all do it, and it all benefits gamers ultimately.
Adam, you calling Xbox, people who downplay Xbox, a fool? It seems like something that would get you in jail in the UK. That might be censored later. We'll only see this episode
All I see on Freedom.gov.
on Freedom.gov.
I'm allowed to slag off American companies. If it was a British company, I would probably be lined up against a wall and shot.
Oh,
So
that's how it works.
And I think fool is also not quite yet classed as hate speech. It's getting there, but I was very
It's
careful
pretty
with that.
close. If you called me a fool live on air, I don't know how I would feel about that.
He may cancel his Brazilian waxing, so that is.
I might.
I have one question.
Yeah.
This recap feature, does it record game clips also, or it's simply like a stats thing?
So yeah, it doesn't record game clips. I think if you record a game clip, it might play it back to you. And crucially, there's a comment here from Leo, which I'll just address, which basically says, this is going to tie up people's RAM processing. So if it's on console, it's cool. But on PC, if you don't have a good rig, it's an issue and it's causing a bottleneck. That's what I thought initially. Microsoft did say in the announcement that it's going to be really low level strain. Take that with a pinch of salt. We've seen a lot of companies say, oh yeah, don't worry, our antivirus does nothing in the background. But it does sound like they've thought about that. And you've got to remember, this is a feature that, yes, it'll be kind of running in the background, but if it's just gathering stats, achievements you've unlocked, screenshots you've already taken, you'd like to think it's not going to be too intensive on, sucking up RAM and processing. And obviously RAM being as scarce as it is, we don't want to force people to go out and buy more RAM right now, but it should be very low strain.
Why in the world is this PC only when it's called Xbox post game, recap?
Because Matt, this is an Xbox. Your PC's an Xbox. Your TV's an Xbox. Your mobile's an Xbox. Your handheld's an Xbox. Max is an Xbox.
Correct.
Yes.
Kevin's an Xbox. I'm an Xbox.
What's the most? I've seen that meme a bunch. What's the most ridiculous thing that this is an Xbox pertains to that was officially said and said in joking form?
Probably a refrigerator.
Was that a real thing?
I think so, because
I had that. The
Marketing
Xbox Series
campaign
X
launched
fridge,
in late 2024. I've seen that everywhere, and they're trying to say everything's an Xbox because it could play like a TV, right? I'm like, okay, I get it. A little cloud
I
play
hate
there.
that marketing campaign. I'll be honest, I absolutely hate that campaign.
Yeah,
I get
kind
it.
of
I
doesn't make
understand
sense.
I understand the idea behind it, but it just doesn't land, like you say. And again, until they can offer an experience which is, seamless across all those devices, then you could maybe say this is an Xbox because there's parity between all of them. Right now, it's kind of an Xbox. This one's a better Xbox. This one's a cheaper Xbox. This one just streams off your phone. It just, it sucks.
My iPhone is an Xbox. That's what
It
I'm moving
is.
forward with.
Only if it
Even
has
mine, I
USB-C.
realize.
My Apple TV 4K is an Xbox. Yes.
So we're getting a lot of joiners from X and Twitter because of this gaming feature. So if you want a recap of Xbox post-game recap, rewind a little bit. We're going to move on to one of our last stories. And we're talking about a feature I used to use a lot more called Snapseed. It's a tool from Google. It's been updated on iOS with a dedicated camera, which I think was sorely missing. I've switched to Lightroom, so I haven't used this in a little while. Max, what's the latest on Snapseed? Still a pretty good tool, but yeah, it's very equivalent to what Lightroom does from Adobe.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those apps where like there's this weird loyal following. You don't really know who these people are until you like go out and meet them, and then you realize how incredibly obsessed they are with Snapseed. Google, it's one of Google's like photo editing things, like one of those experiments that we were talking about yesterday on the show. It seemed like they were going to kill it off a little while ago because they hadn't updated it in forever.
Google kills something off that has a
Can you
loyal
believe
following.
that after like
Crazy.
not touching it for years and years on end.
Mhm.
They eventually rolled out a big 3.0 update to iOS and Android. It's been a fan favorite on iOS particularly because I don't know that there's like something as easy to use and like as simplistic and accessible as this on iOS, and like as high quality because Google knows how to process photos pretty well. And so with the iOS version of the app, Google rolled out an update that integrates a camera viewfinder directly into it. So you can just use this as your like default camera now if you wanted to. So you can just open this up. You can take all the pictures you want. You can adjust exposure, white balance, focus, a couple of other settings before you take the picture. And then you can like experiment with different filters and edit stacks that you may have saved in the Snapseed app. I feel like that's going to be huge for a lot of people because if you're using this app regularly, you probably have some edit stacks that you've saved. You just like, to customize each picture the way you want before you post it to Instagram. This is going to help you do that. It's still a free app. Like you don't need to pay. So like that's another big advantage of this. Just like Kevin's got it on his phone.
I'm gonna be one of those weird people on Snapseed.
Oh my god! Okay. No,
started.
No, it's a very interesting app. They have a bunch of like Kodak filters too that you can use, which is very trendy. That trend will like pop up like 2 or 3 times a year where everybody's just like using some weird like disposable camera filter. So that's integrated into the app. I don't know. It's an interesting update. I'm sure all the Snapseed fans are going to be obsessed with it. I don't know if it's going to convert us because I'm a pretty big Lightroom user too. If I want to edit a photo on the go, but it seems pretty nice. I got to download it again and start toying around with it some more. I think, but yeah, I'm into it.
Now's the time to do it.
Exactly.
So without checking Killed by Google, which is where I am right now, how many products do we think Google has killed across apps, hardware, and services?
That's an impossible question.
I wish you could calculate that in dollars.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
They've wasted like tens of billions of dollars on development of all this stuff over the years, probably even more.
So all right, we got to get like a range.
We need a range.
So
or higher or lower
for a second, because there's been at least 200 messaging apps that came out from just like last week, right? So that's gonna make up like half of it, probably.
Yeah. So the closest guess wins.
Okay.
And I'll say it's quite close to one of the maximums. So I'll say it's lower than 500. No, lower than 400. Closest one wins.
Lower than
290.
Okay.
That's
394.
291.
I can reveal exclusively
$1
that Matt is the winner. It's 299. You beat Max by one.
Wow.
He beat you by what? 299 as of.
They've killed 299 different apps over the years.
Well, it's apps, services, and hardware. So a breakdown: it's 60 apps, 214 services, and 25 pieces of hardware.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like this. We should do trivia all the time on the show.
So wait,
especially when I win.
Hardware. Stadia died.
Stadia,
I'm trying to think of Google Glass is technically dead.
Chromecast.
Chromecast is dead.
Oh my god.
Is Chromecast dead? You can't buy a Chromecast?
You can still cast. It's
I don't
like
think they're
built into
making it,
TVs.
You can cast, but they're not making
The
those
brand
dongles
is
anymore.
dead. Yeah.
It's officially discontinued after 11 years. That's what it
Okay.
says.
But the feature's still in TVs.
Okay.
Like
Chromecast. Nexus is dead.
There's some weird ones that you won't even remember.
Google Wi-Fi. No, wait. Google Wi-Fi is still a thing.
Google Cardboard, that's gone.
Oh, I have all of the
Chromebook Pixel. I must have been
Oh,
one in 3
know.
people to own the Chromebook Pixel.
Oh my god, I love.
And I remember everyone saying, "Why have you got the Chromebook Pixel?" I had a gorgeous
it's thick as
screen.
hell. It's awesome.
Yeah, it had
It
such
was
a nice screen.
laptop. I love that.
Yeah, it was
thing.
just so overpowered when all you could do really was like Google Docs and web
Yes.
browser
Yeah,
and all
but
the
that's
rest of it.
kind of what I
love-
want. Like we do
Yeah,
all
right?
work in web browsers anyway.
Exactly. I love that thing. I remember selling it when I
That's so
moved to
sick.
Germany. Google TV, Google Mini, Google Radio Automation, Nexus Q.
See, one of the
Google
most confusing
Glass.
things is that Google TV is back, right, as an operating
Yeah.
system. So they keep canceling things and then uncanceling them, which is very confusing as a tech journalist to write about things because people are like, oh, that doesn't exist anymore. And it's like, nah, it actually
No, it's
does
back.
as of this moment. So, yeah.
Wow, Jamboard's dead too. I forgot they
Yeah.
made Jamboard. You remember Jamboard?
I don't because it was
The big, yeah, it was like
before my
it
time.
was such a flash in the pan. It was like it was around for 7 years.
Before
it was
my
just
time.
Like a big,
It's too
before your
old.
time. I see that. Okay, well, I feel
How
like
does it
sometimes
feel?
they
How does
could
it
make-
feel, Max? How does it feel when someone says before my time?
I just immediately am like, was it before my time? Then it had to be because I'm younger than everybody here.
You're just an old
No,
man
but-
in a young body.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So
I'm just so fascinated with this list. Like Google, I remember the Google Home Max. Like that's I kind of miss that series of smart home speakers too.
he misses it because he thinks it's named after him.
Oh,
Yeah, it's named after me.
Mhm.
B, it sounded awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
like, why kill it off? Just very interesting. Focals.
As we close out the show, because Max is just going to read off the list as time goes
Google
on.
Daydream.
Do we have
Google
time for
Daydream.
Kevin to read a driver number?
Oh, do I?
He
Kevin,
actually
Andy's
hasn't
on the
stopped reading it.
longest-
What is this?
Oh, that's
Oh, this is
good.
the flavor
Oh,
safe
yeah,
one.
there you go.
Oh
The
my
rings
God.
is a nice touch.
Oh, wow.
That's my new wallpaper, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This
need that
is-
after the show.
This is why we pay the Launch Live Now team the big bucks.
That is
They-
legendary.
They come up with. I know,
We're all Xbox.
very nice.
Ah, looks like we died.
I'm just
Mhm.
glad
I
to know
always-
that there's real work happening in the background.
Exactly.
I
Like,
always look so angry in all of these, which is great.
I love both Adam and the visuals cannot be seen and heard by the studio audience. So we were getting a bunch of perplexed looks, which
There's a lot of
We'll have
confusion
to-
happening.
we'll have to solve that issue with like a little
Yeah.
Yeah.
monitor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Studio
Well, we
monitor.
technically could have put the TV up and put the live stream on there
Sure.
for YouTube.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But we also need like
Makes
one of
sense.
those crowd like hype men to be like the applause sign and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
We do need a big applause.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
Right?
nobody's going to cheer on their own.
Especially Matt's jokes.
Wow. Okay. Well, ending there on Kevin being fired. As per usual. I thought he was going to last the entire show.
I thought I was getting canned today. Turns out no.
Mhm. So, all right, tomorrow we'll have another live show, our last of the week, and then next week I'll be out at Samsung Unpacked. So we will have news about the rumored Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra and all the phones and gadgets that they have. I'll be live there. These guys will be in New York. Adam will be in the UK. But join us. It's an hour-long consumer technology show. It's on X, on Substack, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So join us at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and we will be back in 23 hours. Goodbye.
Safe.
Yeah.